you meet me at the corner of Russell and Albina, just about a block from Mississippi Avenue. I'll take you to a house where they hang carpets on the wall, and if we go there on a Sunday, there's a song I'll take you through.
Well, hey there, YouTube land. Hello there, audience. Hello there, performers. Welcome to the live stream of Open Mic America, the best virtual open mic. I might be biased, though, because obviously I'm on this one. So that's fun. Hey there, everyone. I am Laura Bordowitz. I'm going to be your show host this evening for Open Mic America. I am joined by the one and only TK Tran, show engineer, and of course, the lovely Alice Osborne, the interviewer for tonight. Our mission at Open Mic America is here to support your local open mics. It's our pleasure to present the more accomplished singer-songwriters who play at those events without any gimmicks or frills. This right here is the beating heart of American music, that tapestry of story and song that has been weaving us together for generations. And tonight we've got 10 amazing performers to perform for you tonight. So go ahead and wave when I say your name. We've got Greg Day from Kingwood, Texas, Grover Duffield from Grove, Oklahoma, Lisa Walker from the Washington, D.C. metro area, Wade Worthington from Portland, Oregon, Joseph Isaacs from Columbia, Maryland, Neil Dale from Bedford, Massachusetts, Roberta Lamb from East Providence, Rhode Island, Charles Absher from Avondale Estates, Georgia, Chris Hanson from Nantucket, Massachusetts, and Laura Zucker from Lafayette, California. We're going to have some amazing performances for tonight, and I'm sure that all of you guys are ready to get going, and all of you out there in YouTube land are ready to hear some amazing songs. So let's have our first performer, the one who's normally at the Old Quarter Acoustic Cafe, Greg Day. Take it away.
Thank you. Sorry about that. I had to get myself unmuted for a minute there. I appreciate y'all having me. I'm looking forward to playing tonight. I heard about this from my friend Cheryl Kingwood, and I figured I'd come out of the gate with a song based on a song prompt from the Old Quarter that Cheryl and I both attended, and we had to put ourselves, had to write a song from the perspective of a mirror. Mirror, mirror on the wall, that's what you'd say to me. You were the fairest of them all, though you couldn't see. A princess in a fairy tale who one day might be queen. Hid behind your crimson veil, not worthy to be seen. At night you sat in front of me, struggling with yourself, never thinking you might be the love of someone else. You wore your mask of sorrow with your dark and haunted gaze. Couldn't see tomorrow in the reflection of your face. If I could bend the light, then I would show the beauty that I see. If I had a voice, then you would know how much you mean to me. But the magic only lives inside the one who makes the call. Mirror, mirror on the wall. Mirror, mirror on the wall. You grew up as time passed by, but some things never change. You still try to live your life behind a masquerade. I see the paint that you put on to hide your hollow eyes, pretending that you might outrun the pain you feel inside. If I could bend the light, then I would show the beauty that I see. If I had a voice, then you would know how much you mean to me. But the magic only lives inside the one who makes the call. Mirror, mirror on the wall. Mirror, mirror on the wall. Now the tears stream down your cheeks as you pound me with your fist. I'm shattered into pieces, laid against your wrist. And you run the edge in deep, and with the final pleading call. Mirror, mirror on the wall. Mirror, mirror on the wall. You were the fairest of them all.
Yeah. Thanks, man.
Woo! What an awesome way to start off the show.
So when COVID hit March of 20, I wrote this song in March 2020, lost somebody pre-COVID that society said should really wreck me. And I waited for that pain to come and that anguish, and it didn't. But the catharsis of being a songwriter. This song came, and I wasn't sure if it was going to be good for public consumption because we lost a year or so playing in front of people. But I have to say that it's been received well. So without further ado, this is called I Wish I Missed You. Well, I should want to cry, scream into the wind, climb the highest mountain, jump on off of it, call out your name. And as I watch the earth draw near, that I don't feel a thing without you here. The folks around me see it in my eyes, they think I'm hollow. I'm empty deep inside, if they only knew you. The way you made me feel, and understand these wounds that never heal. I wish I missed you. Well, I wish I could feel the pain of losing someone I'll never see again. Wish I was long to hear your sweet voice call my name. I wish I'd want to. I wish I missed you. It's time to go now. I'll lay these flowers down. I'll stop and see you. Next time I come to town, you rest easy. And I'll try to do my best to forgive you, but I never will forget. I wish I missed you. Well, I wish I could feel the pain of losing someone I'll never see again. Wish I was long to hear your sweet voice call my name. I wish I'd want to. I wish I missed you. To see your face, hold your hand, to hear you say I love you. Wish I missed you. Wish I missed you.
Yeah, man.
Wow.
Nice.
strong song.
I was ready to have my lighter out the whole time. Oh, it's beautiful.
Greg, how are you? It's great to see you.
Oh, nice to see you too.
So in Houston, everything's opened up, right?
It is. We've been playing, I mean, you can get a full schedule basically. And that's been that way probably almost a year now, where it's been pretty easy to get out and play. Open mics are open, different rules, some mask, some don't, some this. But yeah.
So at your gigs, how do you determine how many covers and how many originals that you do?
Well, now that depends. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say probably depending if you do a 2 or 3 hour set.
Right, and also depends on a lot of times on the venue. Now, me, I'm working on a transition in my life to move on to that next phase where I'm playing more gigs, and maybe potentially move full time into music. And in Texas, it's really a good market to write your own songs. It's almost, if you're in the country scene in Texas, they almost side eye if you don't have your own songs. If you're trying to play cover. Yeah, I mean, there's room for cover bands for sure, but so when I'm booking places, wineries and things like that. I bill myself as a songwriter first, a singer-songwriter first, and then I play the crowd. You always got to throw in a country scene in Texas. You got to throw in some George Strait and be ready to play Willie Nelson and that sort of thing. So really, it's just a matter of the talent, trying to read that crowd. Yeah.
Is there one song that you don't really like to do, but you feel you have to do?
No, I play every song I play in my shows, whether it be 2 hour, 3 hour, I actually play some 4 hours. I like the songwriters that are an hour long and you can get out of there. But I honestly, I'm fortunate, I guess, because I don't rely on it as a full-time income. And maybe because I've been fortunate in calling the events that I play. I guess I'm just trying to say I don't play songs I don't like. If it's even a cover, if it's a cover of somebody, I need to like the song and be able to feel it myself and sell it back, or I won't even bother learning it.
I love that. Covers with a purpose, I say. And
Yeah.
I'm so glad that you found us. And Cheryl Kingwood, she has been awesome with us on the show. And we'll have, you'll come back. And I love Texas to be represented. So
thanks for having me. I really
thanks for going first.
Thank you.
Yeah, let's give it up for Greg. Woo-woo. A great way to kick off the show. Oh man, and we're just gonna keep right on going. Next up on stage is Grover Duffield, normally with the Dallas Songwriters Association, but tonight he's with us.
Oh, I'm normally with everybody. I've played with a lot of y'all before. Alice, didn't you do a song about like Donner Pass or something?
I sure did, and I'm going there in 2 weeks.
We performed together on this when you did that for the first time. It was I like that song. It was very interesting and very. You think too much.
All right, Grover, can't wait to hear you. Come on.
Fingers remember. The green and gold, the autumn leaves, her beauty takes me to my knees. As I learn to walk my way, the fall of life has come to stay. The fall of life has come to stay. The silver of her graying hair, her silhouette still takes me there to deep within the Crystal Valley shore, where life rode free of tally or score. Yeah, life rode free from tally or score. We gathered round the campfire flame. We watched the stars. We played the game. The music of the mountain fair lifted our souls as we danced on air. Now through this window, through this pane, the fall of life has come to stay. The fall of life has come to stay. We gathered around those campfire flames. We watched the stars. We played the game. Yea, in my room, though memories remain, the fall of life has come to stay. The fall of life has come to stay.
Beautiful.
And Grover.
Well,
Nice.
my camera's doing weird.
You look good from this side.
It might be my computer. Anyway, this other song, I was having a hard time deciding what to do for my second song. I happen to think this is one of my better songs, and I probably should do it more often than what I do. But that's because I like spreading my catalog around. Because I think I've written a pretty good group of songs. I gotta remember where this capo goes and how I plug it in. Yep, that's how I plug it in. Okay. Do you want to hear a song or you want to talk?
Song.
Song.
Because I talk too much.
We love you anyway.
Late at night, when I close my eyes, I drift off to sleep. To my surprise, I see a sky so bright and blue. First some clouds, then in comes you. In my dreams, you walk through the sky, floating on air as you fly. Your chiffon robes flow all around. While I watch you, you never touch ground. I only hope that there's nothing I miss. It's only in my dreams that you exist. I only hope that there's nothing I missed. Fleeting glimpses of you I see to take me where I long to be. dancing with you among the clouds, way up high above the crowds. You hold me tight within your arms, swirling and twirling, feeling your charms. I look in your eyes, get lost in your sight. Then comes the sun, the morning light, and with it you're gone at the end of the night. I only hope that there's nothing to miss. It's only in my dreams that you exist. I only hope that there's nothing I missed. I only hope that there's nothing I missed. It's only in my memories that you exist. I only hope that there's nothing I missed. I only hope that there's nothing I missed.
Yeah, Grover.
Like that one.
Well done, Grover. Well done. So you were with us back in November 14th to be exact. And what's new with you? You mentioned the Brooklyn Songwriter Zoom, and
No,
I
I
was curious
do.
how you got
Okay,
hooked up.
now. So I do. On Monday nights, there is a monster virtual open mic that you honestly have to sign up for slots. You can't just pop in and get in the room. Called Rob's Open Mics. Rob's a monster musician, if I may get a drink. I believe there's a few people in the room that will stand up and say, Rob's a monster musician, because I've seen them there. And then on Tied Up on Tuesdays and Friday nights. Family things, and it just happens that way. I'm looking for weekend open mics. I'm not finding those. Virtual. But then on Wednesday nights, I found there's one that's every couple of weeks or something. It's out of Baltimore, called Columbia Strums and Drums. And I'm old. I don't remember things. I just Google. That's what it's there for. I was building these things when they couldn't talk to you. But Wednesday nights, Dallas or Columbia Songwriter, Columbia Strums and Drums, or Dallas Songwriters Association. Dallas right now is probably the easiest to get into. Contact them and they bring you right in. Thursday night, Soul Motif out of Brooklyn, New York. Apache Brown and Keita P. It is a fun open mic. It is done StreamYard platform. I'm finding it interesting. I'm too lazy to look up more information on it right now because it doesn't suit any needs of mine, and I've already filled my bucket. But it's a fun one to do, and it's just fun musically, the styles. They have people from Central and South America that pop in, from India that pop in. That's on Thursday nights. On Friday nights, there's a place in Portland called Influence Music Hall. they're kind of, you contact them, and I know they're trying to limit the size of their group, so you kind of have to contact them and see. But Influence Music Hall, and I'm trying to Evan Acey is the guy in charge of that.
You're a busy individual, Grover.
And then I'm also a member of Soldier Songs and Voices, continuing. I'm not so involved in the classes as I was. I've kind of moved on to let some of the people coming in gain some of the opportunities and abilities I have. And I share open mics and stuff with people all the time. I'm not a competitive musician. I had house gigs for years up in Colorado and out in California and back 70s, 80s, 90s, mostly later 80s and 90s and 2000s. Yeah, anyway, I had to remember I was married back then.
Well, thank you, Grover. We appreciate your songs, and we appreciate you, and we'll see you back soon, my friend.
Thank you.
Now let's give it up for Grover.
Yeah, Grover.
I love hearing some great performers. And our next performer is no stranger to the virtual mic. In fact, you've seen her on YouTube before on Thursday nights with Soul Motif, or perhaps on Facebook with Open Mic Cafe Paradiso. It's Lisa Walker.
Hi there. How's everybody?
Woo!
Some great music tonight. Thank you, songwriters. Awesome. You blow my mind and inspire me. So, the struggle. What to play. So I think I'm going to play this one. It's called... There was an echo on that. About You. I thought I saw you walking the other day. I'm sure I heard you call. Those things you used to say, I don't know how to feel the way I do about you. Another picture of you. You're everywhere in this old town. The memories I turn to. Now watch the sun go down. I don't know how to feel the way I do about you. Got together with your friends. We had come to say goodbye. We sang your favorite songs of then. We laughed until we cried, and I don't know how to feel the way I do thought I saw you walking. There's another picture of you. In this hotel.
Woohoo!
Yeah, Lisa.
So fun.
Way to go.
Appreciate that. It's a little bit thirsty in here. Drink one of these. Sorry about that, but your tongue ever stick to the roof of your mouth with your teeth? That's fun. I'm gonna do something that came out of a songwriting challenge. I'm challenging myself right now to remember all this song. The prompt was breaking. I need a break. I can't take this anymore. It rained for 2 weeks straight while the wolf waits at my door. Caught up in the lockdown, stuck in my room. I was dreaming of you when I woke up at noon. You make me feel better when it's raining. You make me feel better when the news breaks bad. And I don't know how you do that now. You make me smile while the world is broken. I need to jam, but not just for old time's sake. So much of who I am comes from the music that we make. I'm tuned up and locked down, stuck in my room. Play me a song and we'll dance on the moon. 'Cause you make me feel better when it's raining. And you make me feel better when the news breaks bad. I don't know how you do that now. You make me smile while the world's broken. When talking heads lie, truth, it's under the gun. This you can't deny. Some things can't be undone. Fed up, locked down, stuck in my room. Call me and smile. while the world is broken.
Woohoo!
Wonderful.
Oh, I was grooving to both of your songs. That was so fun.
Lisa Walker, everybody. Hey. Hey, Lisa, how are you?
I'm good. I'm a legend in my own mind, don't you know? I'm just.
So my question is, what books have you read recently that were authored by a musician? And what did you get out of the read?
I can't say that I've read any books recently or any time authored by musicians.
You have not?
No, but I have read a lot of or listened to a lot of YouTube posts on songwriting and recording. Oh my God, trying to learn the DAW and all of that. So I've gotten a lot out of it, a lot of information, things I need. Some things are going to take time to perfect. But the songwriter, the holistic songwriter, very interesting stuff to say about the process. And the process, as we all have our different ways of creating, and where the muse comes from, I don't know, but I'm so happy when it does come.
Do you like it when you're given a prompt, or do you prefer to come up with song ideas without that?
You know, most of the time, I'm very new to writing to a prompt. I think it's a great exercise, but you know, for me, creativity, it can't be forced. I can't really force it. I mean, some people do, but you can work it like a craft. I mean, there's this and that, but the real creativity, that spark that happens, that you get excited and you can't put it down and you keep coming back, that is special. And that's what I look for. But I am enjoying, and I can't say that I haven't gotten something out of the prompt and going that way. And there's some really good ones from songwriters in Seattle. They have a lot of open, come in, kind of like this online. And once a month they put out a to and then you write your song and you come in and you share what you've come up with. That's a lot of fun. They sometimes do song critiques, the same group, which that is very, very good, because you can say up front what it is you're looking for feedback on. How could I make this better? What's not so great about this? Just it's really great to be able to reach out and connect with other songwriters in virtual spaces like this.
And the two songs you did tonight, were they workshopped by any groups?
Yes. The first one I don't think I had for critique, but the second song I did. Yeah. I'm still working on the last two lines. I'm still tinkering with it. I'm not satisfied yet. But, it will come.
It will come. And Lisa Walker, amazing performance.
Oh, and I just wanted to say, the school motif that Grover was talking about,
yeah,
excellent venue. Hambones, amazing. Go there, do that. But I wanted to add one thing. I forgot to put it in earlier, but it's a coffee house out of Canada called Don Heights Coffee House. The reason I want to bring this up is they only do this once a month. It's on a Saturday. But they have a featured artist. And that featured artist does 2 30-minute sets, and they pay them. So you perform from your room. I mean, it's not a lot of money. It's $100. But,
That's good.
That's very good.
That's really good.
playing in your room. That's fabulous. So I want
know.
to share that with folks here so that.
Well, thank you, Lisa. I wrote it down so that we can share that. Really appreciate that. Great set. Hope to see you back. Welcome.
Thanks for having me. I really.
Absolutely.
Let's give it up for Lisa one more time. Yes, and as Alice and Lisa were both mentioning, there's a lot of great open mics represented here, and we will have those linked on our website under the local open mics tab. But for now, we're going to give you more with performer number 4 from Songwriter Soiree in Portland, Oregon, Wade Worthington.
Okay, could everyone hear me okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. Okay, yeah, thank you very much, Open Mic America. This is a great event. Appreciate being here. And I'm going to start with this song I wrote called Hippie Things. It's a song I co-wrote with a friend of mine, Stephen Butler. And it's sort of it's about squashing of things that hippies hold dear. I'm a fan of hippies, and I wish I could have joined them, but I was in the disco era, I think, when I was of age. But anyway, so this is sort of done in a Broadway musical fashion, and it starts off talking about my own autobiographical, my school experience as a young kid, and then as it goes fast forwards into environmental activism. It mentions an activist, Judy Berry. If you don't know who she is, you could look her up. But back in the early 90s, she made headlines with her. She was promoting an environmental event to save the old growth in this species, and she had a car bombing. And anyway, that's referenced in the song. If you're interested, you could go check her out online. Judy Berry. So here goes Hippie Things. We wanted hippie things. They took our hippie things away. Yeah, it made me sigh. How my school could ban tie-dye. They said a peace sign was a broken cross. They said, bow your head, kid, God's the boss. I prayed, Lord, defend us from the avengers who claim to work for you. They deny us what we long for. They trash those hippie things that brighten up our lives. Hippie things ought to dance neath a clear moonlight, dancing with the inner light. Hippie things can set us right. Fast forward Brentwood summer, I joined a protest in the woods. We wanted hippie things. Oh, what a battle that would bring. Judy Berry and her Subaru, and the bombing, yeah, all the hell they put her through. I cried, Lord, defend us from the avengers and corporation goons. They deny us what we long for. They trash those hippie things that brighten up our lives. Hippie things ought to dance neath a clear moonlight, dancing with the inner light. Hippie things can set us right. Now they clip our ego wings. we'll get our hippie things. We'll get them, just you watch.
Woo!
Yeah. Nice.
Thank you very much.
Song. Love it.
Okay, I'm going to switch gears here to do a song that's, I think is melancholy, and it originally was a rocking song, and someone suggested that it would make a nice ballad, so I'm going to do it in sort of a ballad fashion, I think. And let's see. So a little bit of context on this. Imagine that you're performing at a club, and you hear a familiar voice out in the audience call out a song request. And it's a song that is decades old, but you know it quite well, but you go the song is all about deciding whether you should do it or not in your head. It's called Don't Step Up. Don't you know that there's a song out there that'll cut you up and leave you bare? It'll knock you down and drag you through debris. It's danger, don't you see? So don't step up to the microphone. That song request should be left alone. Watch out, spare your heartache from a big display. Better keep that song away. That used to be a song you do back in 1992. Don't you know that there's a girl out there who broke your heart beyond repair? To sing it's gonna take a miracle. Well, that's just too damn lyrical. So don't step up to the microphone. That song request should be left alone. Watch out, love will kick you like it usually does. Better leave behind what was. She used to sing that song with you back in 1992. Or was it back in 93? Leave it be, leave it be, leave it be. So don't step up to the microphone. That song request should be left alone. Watch out, spare your heartache from a big display. Better keep that song away. Better keep that song away. So don't step up to the microphone, microphone. Don't step up to the microphone. Better leave that song alone. alone. Leave it alone. Better leave that song alone. Very
That
much.
was awesome.
Thanks.
Thank you so much, Wade. Wade, welcome back. You were here in November.
Yep. Yeah, it's always a
hope,
pleasure.
Life has been treating you well in the last couple months.
It's been flying by. A lot of dramas at home and the family, and keeps things interesting, and never a dull moment, even though I'm cooped up inside a lot.
I was going to ask if someone could say, if you're writing your bio and you got this opportunity and they want you to do your headshot and your bio and your links and all that stuff, and then they ask you, what is your genre? What would you say?
First thing that comes to mind is pop. But I think pop has taken on a new meaning lately. I think it describes maybe what's on the top 40, and I don't know if so, it maybe needs to be revised, but I always thought of it as pop. Not really rock, not really folk, although I jump into different genres of, country, folk, and I'm also a big fan of jazz, and yeah.
Yeah, I hear everything. I hear Broadway. I hear movie songs. You're a songwriter, and it's so people want to label you. That's the thing. Like, do you sound like that kind of thing? So you're from Portland. You're in Portland, and where? So you told us about where you're. You go to the songwriter soiree, and tell us a little bit about that, Wade.
Sure. Yeah, it started off. Been going there for maybe 8 years, perhaps. Maybe it hasn't been that long. Maybe it's 6. But it was in a yoga studio. It had a lot of people sitting around on the floor. Very casual potluck. They had lots of people, anywhere from 100 to 200 people, and everybody was very respectful and encouraging everybody, and it was very fun time. And then of course the pandemic hit, and they moved to being online, and that was good too. The host is really great, Robin Jackson, and then they started doing something that was really fun, which was these shows in the park, and you rent some headphones, and you could just lie out on the grass and hear through your headphones every performer get up, and it would go into the night and it would be dark, and the headphones had these lights on them, and you look out and you think you'd be looking at aliens, and it was a lot of fun. And then the weather changed, got cold, and so it went to virtual again. And I think they're hoping to have a change here soon with the Omicron diminishing fast. And they hope to have a inside, in person again real soon, I hope.
Thank you so much for telling us about the headphones. That is the most creative idea to get people together, but separate and safe, that I've ever heard. So that is way to go, Robin Jackson. I'm sure she was on the team that inspired that project.
Yeah, it was a collaboration. He had some business that does something called silent disco, and they're the headphone owners. So it cost a bit of money more than your normal open mic, but it was well worth it.
That's amazing. Wade, thank you so much for performing for us and for being back, and keep it safe and mighty, and we will see you soon.
All right, thank you. Thank you, everybody.
Let's give it up for Wade. Thank you so much. All right, we've got another performer. That's right, we're just going to keep on going with awesome performers, because coming over from the East Coast now, Joseph Isaacs from Columbia, Maryland, from the Music Matters Showcase online virtual mic.
Hey, thanks for having me. Thanks for hosting. right, so the first song I'm going to do is inspired by a road sign. And the Route 70 near where I live, near Baltimore, there's a sign, and it's like 850 miles to St. Louis, 1,700 miles to Denver, 3,200 miles to Cove Ford, and you see those and you're like, oh, I could just keep driving. I could go see all these cool places. And of course, if you really started doing that, then it wouldn't be, you get into traffic, you'd be on the road for umpteen hours, and then reality would start to sink in. So, of course, the song is a little bit of a metaphor for more of the musical journey, sort of in the fashion of like Rocky Road to Dublin or Long Road to Nashville, that type of thing. And it's freezing in my guitar. Check, 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 check.
I saw signs at 3,000 miles to California. I got the urge to go, as I know the road would be this bumpy, as I know the going would be this slow. Well, it's a long, long road, and we're driving in the dark. It's a long, long road, road maps written in our hearts. It's a long, long road, where we end is where we start. It's a long, long road. So keep alight that spark. I saw them playing on the TV. They struck 3 chords, D, C, and G. They made it look so damn easy. It's never that way for me. They say the journey of 1,000 miles starts with 1 step. What about steps 2 through 999? What happens when you get so worn down and tired out? You no longer even feel like trying. Well, it's a long, long road, and we're driving in the dark. It's a long, long road, road maps written in our hearts. It's a long, long road. So keep alight that spark. What happens when you finally get there? You finally realize your dream, and the grass in the Garden of Eden, it don't turn out to be that green. Do you realize you'll never get there? There's always more to be learning. You've always been there. See, the journey is the journey's end. The journey is the journey's end. The journey is the journey's end. And it's a long, long road, and we're driving in the dark. It's a long, long road, road maps written in our hearts. It's a long, long road. So keep alight that spark. I I saw a sign that led 3,000 miles to California, and I got the urge to go.
Yeah, yeah.
Thank you very much.
Nice, Joe.
Appreciate that. It's a road that changes a lot for all of us over time, and means different things at different points and evolves into something better. This next one is about just, I guess the feeling of sort of being lost. I think I was like it was after like going to like a Starbucks or something, and there was just so many choices to choose, and I just kind of felt a little like overwhelmed and lost. So this is called Trapped by My Own Freedom.
I've been lost and I've been lonely. I've been hardly half a man. I've been washed up, I've been dried out. This was never part of my plan. I've been trapped by my own freedom, tied down by rootlessness. I've been full of hunger, been full of emptiness, but I know what I must do. Time for me to step into my shoes, my shoes. I'm asking you if you need help. You say no, that's okay. 'Cause you know I don't really mean it anyway. But I mean it this time. Want in, I don't want out. Wanna be a part of what my life is all about. 'Cause I've been trapped by my own freedom, tied down by rootlessness. I've been full of hunger, full of emptiness, but I know what I must do. It's time for me, it's time for me, it's time for me to step into my shoes. I always said I'd fight for the earth and for the poor, but I've been busy watching TV, I've been busy being bored. Now it's time to step up from my destiny. There's just one thing stopping me. There's just one thing stopping me. It's me. 'Cause I've been trapped by my own freedom, by rootlessness. I've been full of hunger, full of emptiness, but I know what I must do. It's time
time for me to step into my shoes. My shoes. It's time for me to step into my shoes.
Woo!
Thank you. Thanks so much.
Joseph Isaacs, everybody. Joseph Isaacs.
Woo!
Hey, so great to have you. You're a new
Thanks.
performer on the show. It's
Yeah,
wonderful.
thanks for hosting this. This is a really neat opportunity, and it's great to meet new folks. And I appreciate you taking the time to do this.
Did you have a friend that brought you here, or did you find out about us online?
How did I don't, I think I heard about it from another musician, but I can't remember. Yeah, to be honest. It was a while ago. You guys are booked up for a long time. So I appreciate it's been
Yeah, you got to get on. So
Exactly. I got on, so I'm really happy
you
about
got
that.
on. What I asked Wade this question: what would your genre be? I mean, you're singer-songwriter, obviously, but if you had a second category.
Maybe this is pretentious, but maybe I would say medicinal music, and it's medicinal not for only for other people, but for myself. You know, because I don't know. There's so much negativity and stress and anxiety, and all these songs like that I write. I write them for you, but I also write them for myself to remind myself, because I'll forget that hey, I need to step into my shoes. I need to be in this life right now, or I'll start to think, oh, maybe I need something else, and wait a minute, the journey is the journey's end. This is where I need to be. So these messages are not just meant for other people, they're meant for myself. I figure if there's things I need, they might be things other people need too.
I really loved your first song about the road and finding the light and looking at the road signs. It's, from North Carolina, you can go to Barstow and it's like, oh my God, they're just 3,000 miles to California.
It's rough.
All you have to do, just take
it's also about the musical journey. And I think all of us musicians probably at one point have been ready to throw in the towel, or and keep the light, that spark, don't give up. And sometimes it'll evolve into something different. Maybe, when you're young, you're like, oh, I'll be the next rock star or something. And then, it becomes something more than that as it evolves. So.
Last question. If you could tell your younger songwriting self or younger musician self advice, what would it be?
Yeah, I think it would be that, hang in there, keep that spark, Yeah. Because I think it wasn't an easy journey. It's very frustrating. I know a lot of talented musicians who just gave it up, because it can be frustrating. You put your heart out there, and then maybe, so it can be tough. But it's things that are tough can also be good because they're tough. Because they challenge us to push ourselves a little bit further and to discover things about ourselves we might not have known otherwise. So.
Right, and it's the relationship that we have with the audience that can be tough sometimes. It's the relationship we have with our instrument. It's the relationship we have with our vocals. It's this relationship that changes, and that's what's tough, that it doesn't stay the same. But it's fun too, but it's
right.
challenging.
You might have this
our
conception
bodies,
in your mind of how you want it to come out, and you're just how do I get it there? And it's just, that's the struggle. But because you're in your head, and when you hear yourself, you sound perfect. So then you learn to get out of your head a little bit and put yourself into other people's shoes and see it yourself from their point of view, and that's a good process to go through.
It's a good process, and it makes you a better human being at the end of the day.
Absolutely.
Joseph, thank you so much. See you around soon, okay?
Absolutely.
Give it up for Joseph.
Thank you.
That was awesome. Oh, can you believe it, everybody? We're already at our halfway point. Oh, time just flies when you're having a good time. But that means it's time for the mid-show wiggles. So get those out. Go get yourselves a drink of water. Go use the bathroom. And now we're back. Was that enough time? It's too bad, because sometimes our next performer is in Lawrence, Massachusetts with One Broadway Collaborative Open Mic. But tonight they're coming from Bedford, Massachusetts. It's Neil Dale.
Yeah, hi. You know, I like what Lisa said. I think I'd rather be billed as coming from Greater Boston, because then Lawrence and Bedford don't look so far apart, which they really aren't. But it's good to see other people. It's good to see you, Joseph. You know, we've seen each other at the One Broadway Open Mic, and Lisa too. It's good to see people that you're familiar with in this last couple of years. It's really kind of great. My first song. Well, I write songs mostly about the earth and our relationship or lack of it to it. But I try to be, I don't know, upbeat. It's important. After all, we don't need to get depressed. So this first song is about my backyard, and I want to say it's my backyard, not your backyard, and you may well have some things, but then again, maybe you don't, you know. So, and the other thing is, it's about the icon that we're probably maybe familiar with, of that if you put a frog in water and you on the stove and you raise the temperature slowly enough, that the frog will get boiled without ever really minding that much. Now, if you want a fried boiled frog, I guess that's a good thing. But if you were American and you live in the United States, we got a problem. So this is called Frog's Lament. Do you remember there were butterflies and you just couldn't catch them even if you tried? Well, there's something wrong, yeah, it's getting clear. I have not seen a dozen since this time last year. And there's a frog in the water and it's feeling fine and it keeps getting hotter. He don't mind, and that frog in the water looks like you and me, 'cause we just don't remember how it used to be. Do you remember on a summer night how the bats flew in circles in the fading light? Then the fireflies would light 1,000 sparks, but the bats are gone and the fields are dark. And there's a frog in the water and it's feeling fine and it keeps getting hotter. He don't mind, and that frog in the water looks like you and me, 'cause we just don't remember how it used to be. Do you remember when the lightning flashed and the rain poured buckets and the thunder crashed? You'd hide in bed until your mom would say, it'll fade like a dream in the light of day. But these thunderstorms, they are getting mean. They can pack a punch like you've never seen. They will break your trees, flood your yard, and hail like rocks will destroy your car. And there's a frog in the water and it's feeling fine and it keeps getting hotter. He don't mind, and that frog in the water looks like you and me, 'cause we just don't remember how it used to be. Out my window, then I looked real hard. There was a native hunter crossing my backyard. The woods were filled with birds and deer. He waved my way and then he disappeared. And there's a frog in the water and it's feeling fine and it keeps getting hotter. He don't mind, and that frog in the water looks like you and me. We've got to remember, yeah, we've got to remember, we've got to remember how it used to be. Yeah.
Woo!
Neil,
So this second one's a kind of continuation on that. It's it's about my backyard, but it's about yours too, probably. There's a desperate situation. It's called the Homegrown National Park, which is a movement called the Homegrown National Park movement, which based on the fact that 83% of the United States is privately owned, which means that it's people's backyards, a lot of it. And the solution is up to us. It's not like you could really choose in this one. If you have a backyard, this is for you. There's a desperate situation in America today. Our lovely Mother Nature is about to slip away. We put her on a diet, she's down to skin and bones. We're cutting off the best parts, keeping up with Mr. Jones. And there's really nothing lovely in a lawn. They might as well be concrete, there's just nothing going on. We fill them full of chemicals and mow them all day long. There is really nothing lovely in a lawn. Well, we don't have a lot of land, oh, we've both been working hard. Might just be a postage stamp compared to other yards. But we'll put that stamp on a letter and we'll write it like a poem. Spell it out in native plants, saying, Mama, please come home. Oh, come on home, we need you, we won't make it if you're gone. We need your pollination and the rhythm of your song. And if we all would write a letter, things might not get so dark. Make a homegrown national park. We've dressed her up in fancy clothes from her nose down to her knees. But I love her when her clothes are off and she can grow just like she please. With black-eyed Susan, goldenrod, opossum, and the deer, shaded by a big old oak that will stand 500 years. And she'll bring us back our butterflies, she'll bring us back the bees, and the birds will sing a chorus every morning in the trees. And if you let her in your garden, you'll find her in your heart, in the homegrown national park. And if you let her in your garden, you'll find her in your heart, in the homegrown national park. Let's make a homegrown national park.
Yeah.
Neil, thank you so much. And it's great to have you back.
Pleasure to be
you
here.
last performed with us right before Thanksgiving.
Oh, was that right?
Yeah.
The past is gone. Sorry.
I know.
Sorry, Alice, I don't remember that. I mean, I remember performing here. It was Thanksgiving, yeah. It was, well, COVID is such a funny time to sort of not remember. I don't know. It's just sort of a wash right now. Anyway, it's about the future.
About the future. And that's my question is, what is one thing a citizen of the earth can do to change, make a positive change for the greater good? What is one thing that we can all do?
You know, it's something I'm doing all the time, or not all the time. I wish I were. And I think it all starts with realizing something. It's internal. It's about a mental change, you know, and that's where it all starts. It starts with realizing that we're part of a living being. And that's something anybody can do. In fact, so many people, I mean, it's really rare to meet someone who actually knows that. You live differently. You look at the world differently. You thank Earth for the breath you breathe and the water you drink and the food you eat. That's the beginning of it. I mean, it's like people have money sometimes and they can put on solar panels, but a lot of people don't. And that's not where it starts. It starts with a change in myself and the way I look at things. And by the way, it's hugely more entertaining to look at the world that way. It's a heck of, when you look at the living being, when you look outside, it's a very different world. So that's what I think. And that's, yeah. I mean, I love my yard now. I gave it back to nature about a few years ago. And I don't have a lawn anymore. I got goldenrod and black-eyed Susan and bee balm, and it's different every year. And it's just, I don't know, it's fun. It's like every year I don't really know what's going to happen because I'm having a conversation with nature. So.
Growing up, I grew up in the DC area, and plants and vegetables, and my mom was recycling. So it was always part of me, and I was very happy to pass it on to my children, and it's a big part of our lives. And I really, really appreciated your two songs that you can do. You can, the parks, it's privately owned. And that's one of the biggest problems that we have in many states is we don't have so many national parks that we think we do.
It's more than that. And there's this guy called Doug Tallamy, who's an entomologist, and he's talking about the fact that if we don't have insects, we don't survive as a culture. And if 83% of the country is privately owned, which means it's largely suburban and urban. If that's the case, and we don't care about native plants, then we won't have them. We won't have the insects. 30% of the birds have gone since I bought my house. But you don't notice that. That's what the first song was about. You don't notice it because they slip away, and it just gets quieter all the time. And that's the part that's really dangerous, I think.
Yeah,
is that it is, and if you want to do something about global warming and you have a yard, it's not like it's a good idea. You got to do it. So anyway, pardon me for a rant, but
no, I love hearing you talk, and you're sharing what you love so much, so that more people can be aware. But thank you so much, Neil, for coming back to us, and we will see you soon in the future with your powerful songs. Thank you.
Great. Thanks a lot. Good to be here.
Thank you, Neil. It's a great demonstration on the power of music that we all hold together. And the next powerful singer-songwriter is coming up. They're from East Providence, Rhode Island, normally with Hambone's Open Mic on Facebook, the one and only Roberta Lamb.
Oh, man. Thank you. What an intro. I'm so happy to be here. Well, I just changed my set because I have an environmental song as well, but I think I'll put that as my second song. So this one, before Valentine's Day, I wanted to do a little breakup song for you. It's just a song. Don't read too much into it, but it goes like this. It started out like a dream. We met for ice cream and my hopes were high. We conversed about travel, my trips to Seattle. He seemed like a great guy. Both of us older with grown-up kids, so God forbid if we turned a blind eye to what must have been there, but we were unaware. So we called the rabbi, Fixed up our house, me and my spouse. Our kids got along, but it wasn't too long before I was strong-armed. I knew I didn't belong. Living with you was making me blue. Time to change my lifestyle. Walking down that aisle, I must have been in denial. My life was on trial. Be nice, so take my advice. causing hurt and distress. What started as love needs rebranding, or all that's left is misunderstanding. My feet were starting to bruise in that pair of tight shoes. Time to review. I thought that I could make do, till one day I knew my life would fall through. Folks would not understand how we'd come to the end of our rendezvous. Gotta get me some space, no longer face to face with you. I feel regrets as we divide our assets. We'll part as friends and we'll make our amends. True love will come along one day. For this divorcee, for this divorcee. Causing hurt and distress. What started as love needs rebranding, for all that's left is misunderstanding. It takes two. Woo! Hey, thanks. I just thought we had to liven things up a little bit. I need my castanets for that one.
Oh, that was so fun. I was dancing the whole time.
Oh, that's good. You know, when I was in third grade, my teacher taught us how to play with castanets. So I'll call myself a multi-instrumentalist. All right, let's see. I'm going to switch guitars. I happen to have an environmental song too. I wrote this one a while ago, and it's sort of my shout out to scientists, but that was all before COVID, and now we realize how important the scientists really are. I mean, I think we've always known that. But anyway, it's called Let's Drink to That. So get yourself something to drink. It's really about water quality, but it's fine with me if you want to choose a beverage of your own choice to go with this song. It's called Let's Drink to That. I just want to make sure I've got the guitar right. Okay, correct. Good. Water was wide, but we crossed o'er and made this land a source of pride. We built canals and brought the goods to folks in every neighborhood. We logged and fished, made it flow, but we can't get by without H2O. But time and neglect have taken a toll. We need innovation and some damage control. The ones in charge just want to cash in, but we'll prevent their satisfaction. We know they have no self-control. They run on greed, mine all the coal. So let's drink to the scientists that stay up at night, figuring out how to keep us all right. 'Cause they're not the ones that seek the limelight. They work side by side, just trying to do right. They're looking for ways to keep our water pristine, preserving our tides and our evergreens. Let's drink to the bravest among our crew, who stand up to fight. Water's more than fun or a place to play. Before you start sipping that Cabernet, let's drink to the bravest among our crew, who stand up to fight. You know. We're working on our precious water supply. We're taking out arsenic and pesticide. Before it's destroyed, let's set up some goals and write some laws without loopholes. We know they have no self-control. They run on greed, mine all the coal. Let's drink to the scientists that stay up at night, figuring out how to keep us all right. 'Cause they're not the ones that seek the limelight. They work side by side, just trying to do right. They're looking for ways to keep our water pristine, preserving our tides and our evergreens. Let's drink to the bravest among our crew, who stand up to fight. You know who.
Yeah. Woo.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Hey, Roberta, it's great to see you again.
Well, I'm happy to be here. I have my doggie locked upstairs. I have to go get her in a second.
Aw.
But she's anyway, this is great. I know a lot of you here, and it's really fun to be back, like old time week here. Thanks to Open Mic America. This is an awesome open mic, and it's beautifully managed and beautifully presented, and it's my honor to be here.
Thank you, Roberta. And I want to steal your blouse.
Oh, you like my blouse?
I do.
I played it at a show last night. I have a question, and
Yeah.
and somebody complimented me on it, a male, and I didn't know, like, is it okay for them? I don't know. Like, it's okay for women to compliment another woman, but I don't know. I felt funny about it. Like, nobody ever says, hey, dude, like, you don't look so good in your sweatshirt hoodie or something. I never know quite how to take these compliments, but.
Just say thank you. Thank you so much.
Say thank you. Well, I like your hat. I like your hair. It's all grooving.
Thank you. Thank you. That's very kind. That's very kind of you to say. Thank you.
No, it's rocking. I love it.
Yeah, thank you. And it matches. I got all these at different times. So my question is, you're out of Rhode Island and you're gigging in Massachusetts, and I know it's not far, but what is your max driving distance before you go? You know, this gig's a little far for me.
Well, let's see. So I have a goal. Believe it or not, I have a goal to do a tour. So first of all, I moved here from Massachusetts, and Neil, right? I used to live like next door to you. I lived in Concord, so anyway, right next door to Bedford. So that's where I came from. But so all my friends and I have a lot of colleagues, you know, Boston, Rhode Island, they're really, I mean, I'm from Dallas, like Dallas, Fort Worth, like you can get there, right? It's easy. But I would definitely drive far. I would even, you know, go far. I'm thinking about going to the West to do some gigging in, my daughter's up in Olympia, Washington, and I might do something in LA and, you know, maybe, you know, all places. So I'm have guitar will travel. I'm free. I've got my freedom and I'm ready to use it, to reference Joe's song.
And that's, I think you just have to get a plane ticket. Well, I mean, first you probably have to figure out where you're going first and then get a plane ticket, but it's
well, and Ham Bones, because I made these friends in Pittsburgh at Ham Bones, and then some of the Ham Bones people are all over the place. I mean, like Newfoundland, maybe, I don't know. Would they let me into Newfoundland? They wouldn't let Roberta into Newfoundland. Unless I had a Newfoundland dog.
Go to multiple gigs in a short amount of time in Newfoundland. That's the only thing.
They have some really hot music in Newfoundland, let me tell you. Yeah.
It just seems a lot of driving, like a lot of triangles you got to do.
Well, that's the other little secret is I'm not much of a driver. I kind of need to find that person who I could ply with, I don't know, food so that they would drive me, something like that.
Yeah, food, I need to feed and water you and take my picture and you have to drive. And that's it, you know, and then you're part of the fun. You're part of the whole ambiance. And you also are my balancer too when creepy people compliment me in weird ways.
We'll have to talk about that offline. So you're going to ask me about my genre? No.
Yeah. Tell everybody about your genre, because on you know, your official site you're very specific, and I felt that I knew it, but you know,
no,
group about
I don't know. That's just like, you know, I just make stuff up. But I did go to, so I met some people through Ham Bones, and somehow I got into one of these like professional person who listens to your music and culls through it and tells you where you belong and what to do. Mm-hmm. And they told me something that I didn't know. They heard one song that I didn't play tonight, but they said I'm niche genre, something a little different. Because, I mean, I don't quite know where I belong, but my stuff is kind of quirky and funny, and sometimes funny, sometimes, you know, close to the bone. But anyway, I did get that. That was with another one of my songs that I'll do maybe another time.
And I think the more narrow you are, you can probably attract more people that will love you.
You think?
So yes, absolutely.
I'll put that one.
And I'll try that inverse relationship. Roberta, keep doing what you're doing, and we'll see you back here soon, all right?
Well, definitely.
Great.
And if you'll excuse me, I've got to go check the doggy, and then I'll be right back.
All right, sounds good.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much. It's my pleasure.
Yes, thank you so much, Roberta. Those were such fun songs to listen to.
Thank you so much. My joy.
Oh, man. Lots of great performers tonight. And we do want to give a little bit of a shout out thanks to Yosemite Songwriting Retreat for letting us borrow the next performer, who is Charles Absher from Avondale Estates, Georgia. He's here tonight.
Hello. I'm sure they don't mind lending me out. This first song, thank you, by the way, for allowing me to play. It's a lot of fun and a great honor and a lot of great performers. Really good stuff. This first song is a song that you might call a women's rights trivia song. And I had some help on the chorus, but I refused to give him songwriting credit. You may understand that as the song goes along. But it's called She Persisted. Sojourner T walked from slavery, beaten and sexually abused. Abolitionist leaders speaking to power with words of truth. Harriet T led some people free in the days before the Civil War, conducting on the Underground Railroad. It's a story you have heard before. Whoa, she was warned. Ooh, sit down and shut up. She was given an explanation. Sit down and shut up. Susan B. and Elizabeth C. led the fight for women's rights. They both heard those discouraging words, but they never gave up the fight. Alice P. and Lucy B. thrown in jail to break their will. Hunger strike, force-fed night of terror didn't stop them, the dream fulfilled. Whoa, they were warned. Ooh, sit down and shut up. They were given an explanation. Sit down and shut up. Nevertheless, 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 she persisted. She persisted. Yeah, she persisted. Ooh, she persisted. Rosa P. tired of giving in, and she just wasn't gonna give up her seat. Started the Montgomery boycott, beginning Jim Crow's defeat. Ruthie B. fought for equality, breaking the ceiling glass. Short and small, but standing tall in the Supreme Court, just a kicking ass. Whoa, they were warned. Sit down, shut up. They were given an explanation. Sit down and shut up. Nevertheless, 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 ooh, she persisted. Ooh, she persisted. Yeah, yeah, she persisted. Ooh, she persisted.
Yeah.
Thank you. This next song was written just after the Sandy Hook tragedy, which I guess has been about 10 or 12 years ago. It's called Tell Me What a Life is Worth. on themselves the future mantle, now with violence thrown away, with the ease at which you clip the new one in. Tell me what a life is worth. Is it worth the sand and mortar built to isolate within? Is it worth the independent sphere for which you yearn to strike? Is it found within the weapons that you bear? We will cry with the morning, we will cry through the day, we will cry when the evening comes too soon. But the tears are illusion wasted in the light of day, when the easiest way to kill has been ordained. Tell me what a life is worth. Explain again to me how it works. Somehow you will be oppressed, stamped into oblivion. For a trifle you will trade upon the blood of innocence. Explain again who pays the deadly price. Sanity and reason fall away. Paranoia reigns supreme. There is danger lurking near. Most important is a firing rate as high as can be, as you gather for your toast to victory. We will cry for the fallen, we will cry for the brave, we will cry when the ending comes too soon. But there will not be tears enough to wash away the bloody crime, when the easiest way to kill has been ordained. Tell me what a life is worth. We will cry with the dawning, we will cry with the light, we will cry when the evening comes too soon. But there will not be tears enough to wash away the bloody crime, when the easiest way to kill has been ordained. Tell me what a life is worth.
Wow.
Wow. Those are good.
Thank you so much, Charles, for your performance and those songs, so powerful.
Thank you.
And especially making sure that we don't forget the ones who died and under such unspeakable tragedy. I want to know a little bit more about the Yosemite Songwriters Retreat. I signed up myself through the West Coast Songwriters, and you're out of Atlanta, and I wanted to know how you got connected with the California folks.
Well, Gail Dreyfus is the person that runs that retreat, and I met her at an Eliza Gilkison, Mary Gauthier songwriting workshop in near Taos, New Mexico, back in 2018. And Gail was there to assist as a facilitator for a lot of the goings on there, and I met her, and we connected, and later on I started following the retreat on Facebook, and they had some virtual songwriting retreats, and I got involved with them. And we were hoping to have a live songwriting retreat back in October. And we had made plans, my wife and I, to go out there. We had bought a trailer. And so we decided, they switched it from live to virtual, but we decided to go anyway. So we spent about 3 weeks on the road, headed out to California, and participated virtually in California at the songwriting retreat. But it was a lot of fun. And we were there with Gail and her partner David, and they are wonderful folks, and we just had a great time. We loved it. So that's how I got to know them.
Wow, that's so cool. That's wonderful. Now, your two songs, were they workshopped by any songwriters group, or were they, you did it all yourself? I'm curious.
Those two were not workshopped. I wrote them without any assistance, so to speak. But on the first song, during the Liza Gilkison workshop, she was talking about little toys we learned on the guitar. Well, this was a little toy I learned. And it's all the same chords. I mean, all the same shapes. And so I wrote a song with it. It was a new toy to me on the guitar, and I wrote a song with it.
Oh, yeah. Well, I love story songs and that have a message, and that also are there's the hint of, things are not in history or don't go so well all the time. So especially with the suffragette movement, and you brought to light many of the women who had to suffer in order for us, the women, to get the vote. So, and I love that you're a guy who wrote it. So that's even more powerful.
Well,
Awesome.
it was a guy that helped me with the chorus, so.
Who will not get the songwriting credit?
Who will go unnamed.
Yes, we'll go unnamed. Charles, welcome again to Open Mic America, and I know this will not be your last time. We expect you to sign up again soon.
I'd love to come back, yes.
All right, you're on it.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Charles. Those are some great songs. All right. Our next performer tonight doesn't actually have any open mics currently on their little island. There used to be one called the Corner Table, but it's currently not working. So we're very glad to give them a chance to perform for us. It's Chris Hanson from Nantucket, Massachusetts.
Hi, everyone. Thank you. Yeah, it's a small island of, roughly about 20,000. And there was one open mic. A lot of music going on during the summer, but in the winter there would be one little place I'd have music and poetry, and when COVID hit, that just kind of disappeared. So the song we play is called Montana. Small towns and the cradle and bars. Small towns are cold when it goes too far. You're leaving this scene in your rusted Ford. You left all your bags and the wrongs that you had done. Oh, Montana, you're frozen in time. This brave and broken soldier guard your copper mine. Hell, I know I'll lay you down, and the springtime keeps revealing. When you left this time, I was crying the last of my tears. In the back of your truck was a case of barley wine. You tune into the radio just one last time. The way it all
was turning out. You never would go home to the people who love you. Oh, Montana, you're frozen in time. This brave and broken soldier guard your copper mines. Well, I know I lay you down, and the springtime keeps revealing. Oh, you left this time I was crying the last of my tears. We were born downstream from that forgotten dam, down in the valley where the crazies dance. We tried to run, but it was coming fast. There's nowhere left to go at the end of this flooded road. Oh, there were times before we were wearing out, times before our sapphire minds were all dug out. These old songs I keep singing loud, 'cause old songs defy all the scars that we're made of. Oh, Montana, she begs you to return to her plains and her farms and her sacred herds. There's a hard rain coming down, and the springtime keeps revealing. Oh, sapphires are buried with your stories in the ground. I draped you in spring flowers, left our tracks upon the ground.
Woo!
Yeah.
Oh, beautiful.
Wonderful.
Thank you. Thank you so
Great.
much. This is awesome, you guys. It's so nice to hear such great music and to play for you. So thanks for this opportunity. And it's so nice. You're going to hear Laura Zucker right after me. And I've known Laura for a long time, and we've written songs together, and we've helped each other develop songs, and she's just awesome. And so I was asking her what I should play, and she suggested this song. It's called Detroit Soul. Forgotten steel, it rusts somehow. Now I set the wheels to turn the world around. I close my eyes and I see it now, and I whisper your name. There comes a time when the line shuts down, when all the moving parts hit the ground. I'm on the floor in a factory town, and I'm a-coming home to you. Gravel on the road crackles just I find the distance when we start our night. Working where the bright lights glow, I have a pretty little girl with Detroit soul. There was a steel mill here in my father's town, now I'm making China cars on a Detroit line. The union broke and the work is gone, and I walk like everyone. Our blood is drawn at a local bar as we wither on a branch of fallen jobs. It all comes down to the truth. When the jobs start leaving, she's leaving too. Gravel on the road crackles just I find the distance when we stop our trying. Where did all the bright lights go? I made Michigan cars with Detroit soul. I hear na 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 na.
She puts a coat on like nothing's wrong, and she turns the engine over, she's moving on. It's my hometown and I'm feeling lost, and the pills they start to cross. There comes a time when the line shuts down, when all the moving parts hit the ground, and on the floor is your wedding gown. Yeah, I once had it all. Gravel on the road, crackers just I find the distance when we stop our time. Where did all the bright lights go? I made Michigan cars with Detroit soul. I had a pretty little girl with Detroit soul. Oh, well I had it all.
Yeah, man.
Woohoo!
Great song.
Thank you.
Chris Hanson, welcome to Open Mic America. It's wonderful to have you. First timer.
Second timer.
Second timer. Oh, that's right.
Yes.
November 14th. I'm so sorry.
It's been a while, but yeah.
November 14th. My pencil was blocking it. That's my excuse. So
good.
we had a YouTube comment. A YouTube commenter wanted to know what your tuning is, and if you were doing something special with your left hand.
Not a special tuning. And I guess I'm doing something special with my left hand because I'm playing over the top, which is very different from many people, as you notice. My radius and ulna are fused, so I can't turn my palm towards the sky, which makes it really hard to play a lot of instruments. So I have to play over the top. So
That's what they saw. Yeah.
Yeah. Just what I do.
Very watchful. Chris, you came to Nantucket via California.
Mm-hmm.
And are you originally from the Golden State?
Yeah, born and raised in California, and then moved out here about 3 years ago. Yeah, so I left a giant state and moved to a small state to a tiny island, 30 miles out to sea. And it's awesome, but it's very different.
Can you tell us maybe two things that are different, like the biggest differences perhaps in your creative life going from California to Nantucket?
Oh, well, in the creative side, it's it's just a quiet place. Well, it's just a different, I went to a small island, but then the pandemic hit, so now I'm like, everything's virtual anyways. But just being on a small island in a quiet place, really close to the ocean, close to nature, it's really good for me to be creative. And it's, as some of you might know, during the summer, this place explodes. It goes from 20,000, population of 20,000 to like 90,000. So the bars are hopping, and there are a lot of great musicians that are here, and a lot of great music that comes through, and so it's perfect for an artist or musician.
How you get pretty busy with multiple gigs, Chris?
Well, I moved here one summer, and then that next spring everything went shut down. So luckily this next summer I'm going to be playing a lot of shows, and I just had one today, and so I'm happy to get the ball rolling again. But there's not a lot of just small venues. You go to a bar and you'll play, you got to play for 3 hours and pack the place, and that's just the way it goes. But it's fun.
Yeah. And sometimes you play with other people, right? You have some fellow songwriters.
Yeah. I've played with other songwriters, shared the stage. I've also played with, just other musicians in a band and everything. Yeah.
Well, I hope you have more of those, more of a listening audience, because that's fun. Just like here, we can listen to every word, and that's one of the best parts about this format. We can hear everything.
Yes, amen to that.
Yeah. I know. Thank you so much for coming back, and we will see you in the future.
Great, thank you.
Thank you, Chris.
Thank you, Chris. All right, everyone. It is that time. It's time for our final performer. Closing out our night is a host for a virtual open mic. It's me, No, wait, no. It's the other Laura, who hosts Work in Progress for West Coast songwriters, Laura Zucker from Lafayette, California.
Hey, I'd be willing to, make room for you. Okay, we still good on sound?
Sounds good.
Okay. Every song that got played, I was like, oh, I'm going to play a song about that. Oh, yeah, no, I love that. I'm going to play a song. So, I'm just going to play this and then we'll talk. Life caught me looking and hit me hard. Tried to pick up the pieces and puzzle them back, but they scattered too wide and too far. Throw me into the sea, let the turbulent water tumble me, wear me down, and humble me, smooth my sharp edges, and I'll be reborn. I'll be somebody's treasure after the storm. The farther you're carried, the softer you get. So look for me high on the sand. But for now, leave me down by the water's edge. I'm close, but I'm not done yet. Throw me back to the sea. Let the turbulent water tumble me, wear me down, and humble me, smooth my sharp edges, and I'll be reborn. I'll be somebody's treasure after the storm. And if by chance the tides pass me by or bury me deep in the ground, I'll accept my fate. I will wait and trust that time will tell me when I'm to be found. Throw me back to the sea. Let the turbulent water tumble me, wear me down. Humble me, smooth my sharp edges, and I'll be reborn. I'll be somebody's treasure after the storm. Throw me back to the sea.
Nice, Laura.
Oh, I love it.
That was awesome.
I should have written that.
Maybe you did.
Great song.
Maybe you did. I know. It's like we're just like 2 notes away from playing a song that you've heard before. What do they say? There's nothing new under the sun. So I bet you did write that song. And here's another song that you wrote. I was actually just in Austin, and I played a show there this weekend. And a couple of friends of mine from Houston drove all the way to Austin to hear me. It was just amazing. But my radius for travel, just because you haven't asked me yet, is wherever an airplane will take me. It's one of the hardest things. I mean, I played everywhere, and then COVID shut everything down. I don't have to tell y'all, because I was just in Austin, what that does to us. So, this is called There's No Good Way to Say Goodbye. I took back the note that I left by your side of the bed. Didn't come close to how I worked it out in my head. As I watched from the second floor window, you drove away. I think I finally found the only words there are to say. That is, there's no good way to say goodbye. When there's no one to blame, just tears left to cry. But I won't be the one to clip these wings that you found to fly. But there's no good way to say goodbye. I knew that your leaving was only a matter of time. My rose-colored glasses made me temporarily blind, and I've only myself to blame if this came as a surprise. But all the same, inside, a little part of me has died. You know there's no good way to say goodbye. When there's no one to blame, just tears left to cry. But I won't be the one to clip these wings that you found to fly. But there's no good way to say goodbye. Wish I could forget you. I wish I could be mad. 'Cause I just don't know how to be this sad. And there's no good way to say goodbye. 'Cause there's no one to blame, just tears left to cry. And I won't be the one to clip these wings that you found to fly. Still there's no good way. Darling, I can't find a way. No, there's no good way to say goodbye.
That was awesome.
Laura Zucker, everybody.
Beautiful.
New person, new performer, but definitely you're coming back. So Laura, you mentioned in your materials that you prefer to write songs for that from the point of view of other people rather than yourself. Is that still true, or
Well,
I was curious about that.
When I first started writing, so I only started doing this about 12, 13, 14 years ago. So I like to think of myself as a role model for other middle-aged broads who are ready to like reinvent themselves and do something new. And I think I was older, and I was obviously processing a whole bunch of stuff, life transition stuff. And I got to a point where I was like, oh dear God, please just let me write a song about somebody else, something else, not my experience, not my pain. I was, and so I actually took a photograph that was taken during Hurricane Katrina. And it was one of those pictures where there's somebody in the front and the background is all kind of blurry. And I just made up a story about this girl in the photo. And if you go to my website, laurazucker.com, the song is called Rosie. And you can hear the story that I made up for her. And that was so intriguing to me. That I do that a lot, but I know that the essence of songwriting for me is to take the kernel of my own experience and sort of fan it out so that anybody, anywhere could step into that song and it can be their song.
Right.
So I know that's what I aspire to, and so that's where I am.
Yeah, and amazing guitar work. I was watching. I was like, "Oh my God, you're just all right." Yeah.
Well, let me also just say, I would be remiss. I do teach guitar and songwriting, and piano, and
I had a feeling, Laura. I had a feeling.
Trombone.
I had a feeling you were a teacher.
Yeah, I am, and it's great because I love this. I don't love Zoom, and I prefer things in person, but I also do songwriting workshops based on this book that I wrote with a friend of mine called Songcraft, and we do online workshops all the time. So visit my website. I'd love to see you.
Yeah, I will.
Hit me up. I'd love to see you. Thank you so much for having me. I don't know how I got here, but I remember Daphne and TK and Dave and Pete Summer from West Coast songwriters down in the South Bay like 1 billion years ago. That's how I started. So big shout out to West Coast songwriters and open mics and stuff, because that's really where I started and how I sort of honed everything that I'm doing now.
That's awesome. Yeah, I was recruited via Dave. I'm the president of the North Carolina Songwriters Co-op, so that's how.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, he recruited me, and then I joined West Coast Songwriters, and I'm going out to California in less than 10 days, and I write songs about California, so that's the connection.
Yeah, good, excellent. Yeah, so West Coast Songwriters is a great organization, and because we're so virtual all the time, anybody can join, and then you can come to I run a Works in Progress every second Tuesday. You can come and bring a song and get feedback and say, I'm stuck here, what should I do? And there is no shortage of opinion.
Well, I'll be when I write my new songs, which haven't happened yet, I'll be going to you, Laura.
Sweet.
And that goes to everybody here. Everybody here.
Yeah, what a great night. Everybody, well done.
Yeah, well done, everybody. Thank you, Laura, for closing us out. All right, back to our host.
Yes, thank you so much, everyone. It has been a pleasure listening to all of you tonight. I want to give a big shout out to all of our performers. Thank you, Chris. Thank you, Greg. Thank you, Laura. Thank you, Wade. Thank you, Charles. Thank you, Lisa. Thank you, Neil. Thank you, Roberta. Thank you, Joseph. Thank you, Grover. And of course, thanks to my fellow hosts. Thank you, Alice. And thank you, TK, for making sure everything was running smoothly. Remember, if you liked the show tonight, make sure you spread the word for word of mouth. If you see someone you know they like music, let them know about Open Mic America. Or if you want, you can print out a poster of the show with our logo on it in our green room section of our website. That's openmicamerica.com. In that same green room area, you can also find t-shirts that you can print out. You can get those sent to you. Check out all of our social medias. We want all of the amazing artists that you guys out there know and you guys here know. We want them to have a chance to try to get onto this show. We'd love to hear them. But we'll be coming to you for the first 3 weekends of every month as the show continues to grow. And remember to check out your local open mics. You heard about a bunch from the performers tonight, and we will have all of those compiled into our ever-growing local open mic list that is on the website as well under the local open mics tab. You can find one pretty much all over the country. We've got representatives from all over the place tonight. But there's also going to be links to all of our performers' links to their websites. Anything that they've given to us, we will make sure that you guys can get to. That will all be compiled again on the Open Mic America website. So we hope that you will check that out. But that's the end of our show tonight. Our next performance will be on February 13th, hosted by the lovely Daphne Ramil, and for the first time ever, Rick Merritt, and TK will be there again as well. You'll have to stay tuned for the next full lineup. You know where it is. It's going to be on our website, openmicamerica.com. Thank you all so much for watching. Good night from Open Mic America.
If you meet me at the corner of Russell and Albina, just about a block from Mississippi Avenue, I'll take you to a house where they hang carpets on the wall. And if we go there on a Sunday, there's a song I'll take you through.